Hi everyone, welcome back to another install video from Intergalactic Installs. My name is Aaron. Today we're looking at a very special one. This is a vintage Graflex conversion and install. So this was a vintage Graflex 2-cell. So the upper half and the clamp are vintage. The lower half, since it was a 2-cell, the lower half is a replica. But we have a full conversion into a Neopixel Proffie 2.2 build and custom chassis and install. So going over the hardware for the external, we have two of these pins are original, so the lower two are going to be original, the darker ones. The upper two are replicas from the Graflex shop. I trimmed those down and rounded off the tips so they were like a normal, the profile there, length of pin because they were longer. So this is a 1-inch bore, so the black portion is a little bit more kind of towards the surface of the saber. This is a replica screw as well. The original one was too short. This is going to be your blade retention screw. Like I said, 1 inch down here. This is the original slide tab as well. I converted this to a tactile switch instead of a pull down. So this actually has a couple magnets that, I don't know if it's in focus, a couple magnets that actually create the distance that you need to push on the switch here. So this just sits in here nicely. It fits into that slot perfectly. It kind of stays, so I don't know exactly what's holding it there, but it stays. You can hear it's a very functional tactile switch. So this is going to be your aux button, and this is your power button back here. There's another tactile switch underneath there. Original thumb screw here and glass eye. This I had to shorten the threads a bit so it would fit, but you can see here it is original and it fits perfectly into this spot here. That about does it for the top. This is a Graflex shop blade holder that holds the blade and the rest of the chassis. So opening this up, actually the rivets here they were shortened to accommodate the chassis. These are through holes as well, so some sound venting gets out of here. And then there's a couple holes under here as well for sound venting. So it actually sounds pretty good for a Graflex. Typically they don't. This one sounds very nice. So opening this up, open it here, and then you can take the clamp and the base off together. So this is going to be our chassis. So it's got everything you would need. There is a removable 18650 battery here. There's two pixel strips here, 2020 pixel strips. Those are wired in parallel, so they do the same thing. We have a Proffie 2.2 underneath this cover. Kill switch here. Your cover here is magnetized to the chassis using these 4 magnets here. And then diffusion paper to kind of hide the circuitry on the board. We have a real quartz crystal underneath here. There's an LED underneath it to light it up. There's also a turbine, a ring LED here underneath. So it's 20 pixel ring LED, which kind of spins up in a turbine function. You have a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost dark side speaker for some good sound. And then, yeah, so there's some copper tubes, some aluminum tubes, some brass rods here. Try to add some kind of radiator fins here for the LEDs. This battery is removable, like I said. To get it out, you will need kind of a flat device. I typically use these tweezers here. A screwdriver would work as well. So pulling this out, it is a tight fit. I did have to make it so it fits underneath this lip here. But it does come out. What I would do is probably take off this sticker just because it is a tight fit horizontally as well. Take off this battery sticker, it might help just fit it. But your plus is down here, so that's an polarity indicator there. Negative is up towards the blade. And then I did add some black electrical tape to kind of hide some of the wiring in here. I did add that little cutout to allow the battery to kind of get a little bit more of an angle to be inserted. Otherwise, I don't know if it would fit with this tab covering it. So that is there to allow your battery to go in. Like I said, negative is towards the top, and then it will snap in. So to access your kill switch, you can either use tweezers, which I like to do, and just leave the board cover as is, or you can take the board cover off, and flip the switch. So these are the fonts that you provided with me. Thank you very much. Every font has kind of its own accent here going on. We can kind of go through each of them. So this is the Episode 4 Graflex font. So it's going to kind of ramp up and push the energy towards the blade here. Your emitter's lit up here, crystal's lit up, and then your turbine kind of spins up. So twist on, twist off, you have stab on, swing on, all that fun stuff. So there's your first font, Episode 5. Episode 5 final battle scene. You have the Return, Episode 6 Luke. You have Mandalorian Season 2 Luke. You have Book of Boba Fett Luke. You have the Wicked font here. This is your old Graflex, kind of combination Graflex font. This one's called Hybrid, I believe. It's a High Republic font. A Yoda Episode 2 font. Anakin Episode 3, I'll show this one off. Kind of have the red accents here to kind of show his turn to the dark side. Then when you turn this on, it starts off red and then goes to blue. I thought that was kind of a cool effect. And then your turbine's going to spin down, like I said. You have the bold one, Obi-Wan Episode 3. You have a Mace Windu font. Same thing here. These are going to ramp up along with the turbine under here. I thought that was kind of a cool look for Mace Windu. The gold here to kind of mimic all the gold accents on his lightsaber. The Kylo Ren, Rise of Skywalker font. This is kind of an unstable look when it's not on. And then you have a white turbine here. And then it's going to ramp up into a pretty unstable look there. Jod Nanawood from Skeleton Crew. And then your Ronin font at the end. And then back to the beginning. So that's the bulk of it. So this kind of goes on. You're going to want to line up your switch here. It's going to turn around. And then what I like to do is kind of line up these two holes in your clamp with the glass eye. And then it's going to go run right through the middle of your grips here. So kind of pull your hands apart to make sure that you have the maximum length, and then snap your clamp down, and then you're good to go. So you have some shine through your breaths or your glass eye, and then your effects are going to carry through to your eco connector. So if we grab a blade here, we can attach this. I don't have a ton of space, but what you'll want to do to insert your blade is you're going to want to squeeze your bunny ears. It's going to go through. Let's loosen this first. Loosen your blade retention. Push your blade in. It'll make contact with those pins and light up. Hold it in place. You don't have to push too crazy hard. And then tighten this down. So there is your blade attached. And then all your effects are going to work like they're supposed to. So pretty cool stuff here. To take this apart, we can just pull this out. So blade plug for this, there is a blade plug that is in the mail. It is actually due to deliver today. So I will get that sent out with your saber this afternoon as soon as the mail arrives. So that's going to happen at the same time. So we don't have to send them out separately, which is cool. So tighten this back down. Pretty awesome hilt. This one's going to be hard to let go for sure. This is a really cool build. This was kind of a pretty intricate build. I've never done one of these conversions before, so this was a lot of learning for me. But I'm really, really pleased with how this turned out. Let's get one more look at the design of this chassis. So this comes off. One more look at this chassis design. Came out really, really nice. All the wiring to these LEDs is just underneath this lip, so that kind of came out very nicely to hide it. With some accent rods here. Yeah, I just really love the way the crystal reflects on all of the walls and stuff. This little arch here, and then the speaker pod sounds really good. It is a fully enclosed look, so it really pushes the sound outward, which is awesome. Your LEDs are on a timer, so I believe I'm not sure exactly how long, but you saw it right there. They kind of went off after not being touched for a while. You will still want to kill the power to the board. The LEDs after a while will drain the battery, even if it's not. There's no deep sleep on Proffie, so you will need to do that. But yeah, really, really awesome design. I love how this came out. Again, you can either pull this off and flip your switch, or just something small like those tweezers to kill that board power right there. So awesome here. I know the customer really liked the all the rust effects on this, being a vintage, which is awesome. So we'll put this together one last time and we can wrap this video up. So again, pull it apart, line up those dots, and then flip it here. So you can tell this is kind of a hybrid build. So you have your episode 4 glass eye, you have your episode 5 PCB here, and then kind of the Force Awakens rivets down here. So it is kind of a mashup, which is cool. It's kind of a unique look, but because it's vintage, I think this is a really cool piece. And like I said, this is going to be hard to let go. Yeah, so if you ever need more of these magnets, if you like lose one or something, I can send that link. But yeah, this is oops. It is pretty small, but it works. So I think it's a nice tactile switch option here. Nice and clicky. So with that, we can wrap up the video. Thank you very much for watching. Again, this was a pleasure to install. It kind of kicked my butt a couple times, but it was definitely worth it in the end. This is a really cool piece, and I really hope the customer enjoys it. So thank you for watching. Be sure to check out my other videos on the channel for other Saber installs, and then there will be more coming in the future. I can guarantee you that. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.